אצלנו לפי השעון.
יש פה סימן שעוד מישהו מצטרף.
כן, נדין.
נדין, היי נדין.
How are you?
You added 50% to the audience.
Yeah.
I thought it was so late and everybody would be on and you started already.
Yes. Well, actually, we did want to start, but we waited for you. Oh, Veronica, another one. Good. Hi, Veronica. How are you? كيف الصحة? Okay. I'll give it another few minutes and then we'll start.
Yeah.
I hope you remember what we learned before. It's been a long time.
I practice every week.
Good. Very good.
Otherwise, I would have forgotten. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it? In the mind?
Last. Okay, we'll start. What can we do? All right. Before we learn two new letters today. We have another. I think we have another 5 lessons. We have to finish all of the alphabet because I don't think we can continue after this 10 lessons. Anyway, so before we do that, I would like to make a little revision on what we learned last week, which is the Sad and the Dad. Remember? Anybody?
Yes, sure.
Okay. Now the Sad and the Dad look exactly the same, except for the dot, which is on top of the Sad, which makes it into a Dad. Okay. Now there is something special about the Sad. As you see here, it's got a ragza. Now this ragza is usually makes a partition between one letter and another if they look the same. But in this case, this ragza is a part and parcel of the letter itself. Okay, that's the way you write it. When it is in the beginning of a word or at the end of a word. At the beginning of a word or in the middle of a word. When it's the end of the word of a word, as you see here, it does not have any ragza anymore. Okay, so
Yes.
this ragza is a part of the letter. Okay, and that's the way you write it. Like you see here, it's in the middle of a word, and it still has the ragza, and it's the same letter. It doesn't mean there's another letter that you're not expecting another letter. Okay, so let's see. Maybe Nadine, can you please read this word?
Surak. We didn't do the last letter.
Oh yes. Just
It's like a hey, like a hey.
Yeah, like just ignore it. You're not supposed to read it anyway. So.
Oh, it's silent. Okay, so Surah.
Surah. Okay. Surah, because you have a wow here that it makes it a double vowel. And please note, this is the sad is not a sin. There's a sa and a sa.
Saw,
Yeah,
yeah.
when you say sa, you should open your mouth and maybe let a mosquito in. La, surah. Okay. Try to read the other one.
Sayyad.
Very good, very good. Now only with the sa you have to open up your mouth. The
Right.
rest you don't. Sayyad.
Sayyad.
Sayyad. Okay.
Sayyad.
By the way, surah is a picture,
Yeah.
and Sayyad is a hunter. Okay.
Tzayad, like tzayad in Hebrew.
Exactly. Yes, Sayyad.
Yeah.
And then the last word, Nadine.
Boss.
Very
Boss.
good. Yeah.
Is it boss or boss?
Bas.
Boss. Okay.
Is maspeak enough?
Sorry.
Bus is maspeak, like stop.
No. It's an autobus. A bus.
Autobus. It's like bus.
Bus is boss in Arabic. Okay. What you're saying is best with the sin. Okay.
Okay.
So boss. So you see here, this is in the beginning of a word. Okay. Another one in the beginning of a word, and you see that it has this ragza. Okay. Now this is the end of a word, and it doesn't have a ragza. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yossi, can you please read this one?
Sure. It's dar.
Yeah. Now this letter is I know that it's difficult for you to pronounce.
Dar.
Va.
Dar.
It's close to da. Okay.
Yeah.
But it is not da. The va.
Dar.
I don't.
Var.
Yeah. Very good. So var. This word you read means abusive or something that is it causes problems.
Yeah.
Var. Okay. Now
Okay.
you see here the var is in the beginning. Now here it is also in the beginning. Why? Because the ra before it does not accept. It does not connect to the letter after. Okay. So you write it as if it's in the beginning of a word, although it is in the middle. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Now, how would you read this one?
You die. You die.
No, the dad here is a kasra, so it must be ri. And the I here makes it a double vowel. Which means accommodates. I do something yurdika kilo to make you satisfied. To satisfy, okay? To accommodate.
Yeah.
Now here we have the dad at the end of a word, okay?
Yeah.
And you see that it lost its ragza here, okay?
Yeah. Harid.
The first letter is, I don't think, maybe we didn't have it yet. We did.
It's mem.
Mem, yes. We did mem already, right?
Yeah. Marid.
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 Marid. Does anybody knows what marid is?
Sick.
Sick. Very good. Yes. Very good. Very good. Now, Veronica, can you read this word, please?
We can't hear you.
I still can't.
You're muted.
I didn't mute you. You muted yourself.
Yeah. You're still muted.
بعد از اینکه عوض کردی؟
I haven't. It's not an excuse, is it? All right. Try to do something so that you can join. Okay. So Nadine, please read this one instead of Veronica.
Marad.
Marad. Marad is, do you know what it is? It's sickness.
Sickness. Yeah.
Okay. Marid is sick and marad is
It's the
sickness.
sick, the
Okay.
disease. Yeah.
Okay. And does anybody knows how would you say a nurse? A
No.
nurse is a difficult word, but it is based on this this word. Mumarrida. Mumarrida is a nurse, a lady nurse. Okay. And mumarrid is a guy. Okay, mumarrida. Okay, try to read this one.
Moslawi.
Yes.
It's like the name.
What does it mean, Moslawi? It's a name. But
It's
you
a
know
name, yeah, but I'm not sure what it means, like the word itself.
there's you read it right, Moslawi, and it means that he comes from the city of Mosul.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
Uh-huh.
So if
Yeah.
if I come from Baghdad, they will call me
Baghdadi.
Baghdadi.
Yeah.
And if I come from Basra, they will call me
Basrawi.
Basrawi. Very good. I think
Beautiful.
this is
Hello?
Yes.
Now we can
Oh,
hear
hear
you.
you now.
Veronica.
Just making sure. Okay.
Now you're even too loud. Try to control. Okay. Can you sing us an opera, please? Okay. Maybe you should try to read this word.
What did we say that one was? Oh yeah, we said it was surah.
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 Now please note it is not surah, it is surah.
Oh, okay.
There's a
Surah.
difference between sa and sa. Okay, when sa is, I think we had it already. It's like a straight line, something like that. So this is surah. All right, now try to read this one.
Sayad. Sayad.
Very good. Put the double vowel in where it should be. Sayyad. Okay. And this one?
Bas. Bas.
Bas.
Bas.
Bas. Bas. Okay. Now try to read this one. Now start with
Dal.
var. Var. Remember what I said, what it means?
It's abusive.
Abusive, yes. And here?
The yurdi.
Yurdi. Yurdi. Okay. You said it right, yurdi, but sometimes the I, this yeah at the end, you don't pronounce it like phonetically as you should. Oh, never mind. You did well. Try to read this one.
Marid.
Marid. Okay. Now I'd like I introduced you to there is this letter. It isn't a letter actually, but you'll see it printed. You know, very much. It is two letters put together. They decided to stick two letters together, and sometimes they look like this, and sometimes they look like something else, which I'll show you right now. Okay, let me go back. Okay. Now, when you write it, when it's written, I mean, when it's not printed, it always looks like this. Okay. Now, this side is the L. and that side is the alif.
Mhm.
So it is L and then A, and not the other way around. A lot of people, get sometimes mixed up. They think it's AL. No, it's an L and then A. And since there are two different letters just put together, on the L I can put a sukoon, and on the A I can put a hamza with fatha. Let's say I have an A to start with, an alif with hamza and fatha. So how would I read this one? I will read it as L-A. Okay, like these are two letters, and each one act independently and freely. It got nothing to do. They just put them together just to make our life more interesting. Okay, but it doesn't mean that they are connected in any way. Okay, so a lot of people make a mistake about this. All right, so when you see it, when it's written, it is always like this. Now when it is printed, I'll show you the way it's printed. Sometimes it's like this, and sometimes it is like that. No, for some reason I cannot, like this, the way it is printed, it looks very much like this one, right? Like when it's written. But there is the other type, which I showed you before. Let's go back to what we had before. You see this? This is the other way of writing the L and A. Okay. Now the L here, this is always the first perpendicular line, or the first line is for the L, and the other one is for the A. And please remember, it is not a letter. There are two different letters. They just stick them together, but each one has got sometimes its own vowel, and that's the way we should read them, each letter at a time. Okay.
Okay.
Now this is just a reminder. Now I'm going to show you our new assignment for today, which is the two letters Ayin and Ghain. Okay, now I'll show it to you. What is it? Here we are. Now, these are the two letters, and they look exactly the same. We have many letters that are exactly the same. We had many of the Sin, Shin, and Sad, Dad, and Ta, Va. We have many letters that look exactly the same except for the tone. Now, the first one is A. A is not an A, is a A. Okay, like my name is Oded. It's not Oded, it's Oded. Ain. Okay, I know it's this is a letter that you don't have in the English alphabet, but this is the way it should be pronounced. The second letter is Ra. Ra also you don't have it in the English alphabet. Like when you say Baghdad, Baghdad, Ra. Okay, like the Israelis, most of the young Israelis, they don't pronounce the R letter as an R. They pronounce it as Ra. They say Boker Tov. They don't say Boker Tov. All right. So the Ra That's the way. By the way, it's in French as well. I don't know if anybody of you speaks French. Usually the R they pronounce it as a ra. Okay, hier encore, hier encore. They don't say hier encore, hier encore. Okay, so
That's why sometime when I'm overseas and I speak English, they ask me if I'm French because of the resh.
I know, because you speak English as an Israeli, and
Yes.
Israelis treat the R as a ra, and that's the way they sound. It's true.
Right.
It's true. But that's the way in French. There's almost nobody. You know, there's the R letter is there, but nobody pronounces it as R. They don't have words with R. Every R they have is a ra. Okay. Okay. Toujours, you know, everything is ra. Okay, so this is the other letter. By the way, we don't have this letter even in Hebrew. We just took the R letter, resh, in Hebrew and decided that it's resh most of the time, okay? Usually only people who came from the Arab countries, Jews who came from the other Arab countries would say ra some of the time, like Yemenites and Iraqis and maybe Moroccans as well, and Russians. They also usually they don't spell the ra, the ra as ra. They also speak it as a ra. Well, anyway, this is the ra, and this is the ayn. Now look at the way it is written. Like you see, it is the like this part is like an open mouth. Okay, try to think about it like it's an open mouth. Okay, it's an open mouth. All right, so that's the way it looks as when it's free. Okay, when it is in the beginning of a word. Okay, like this lower part is cut. Okay, it's like you think about it as a mouth and then at the tail. Okay, you don't have the tail, you just have the mouth. Okay, that's when in the beginning of a word. Okay, that's the way you write it. Okay, maybe I'll show it to you. I'll write it down as well so you have a good idea. Now, when it is in the middle of a word, then it is this is a certain kind of font, but the idea is it's a triangle with the top of the triangle upside down. It's a triangle upside down. Okay, I'll show it to you in a minute how to write it down. Okay, so it's like and when it's in the middle, it doesn't have a tail. So you just think of an upside down triangle with no tail. Okay, now why did they make it as an upside down triangle? Because there are a few letters that are just a simple circle. So to make you understand that we're not talking about the circle, which could be a fa or a pa, or sometimes mem, we have to make it as a triangle so we can understand there are only two letters that look like a triangle, is the a and the ra. Okay, so once you see like a upside down triangle, you understand it's one of these two letters. Okay, now at the end of a word, it has two faces. Okay, one is when it is connected. Okay, and when it is connected is an upside triangle with a tail, as you can see here. Okay, when it is not connected, we go back to this open mouth with a tail. Okay, now I don't know if you remember or how well you remember the family of three, ja, ha, and ha. You remember that? Now, if you remember it, there could be some confusion,
Right.
because try to go back to them, and you can see like the way the ayn is not connected at the end of a word. When it is not connected, it looks like the ha, ja, ha when it is connected. You should be careful with that. This is really, a lot of people make a mistake. Okay, I'll show it to you in a minute, okay? So I just wanted to show you now the ayin, ayin in the beginning, okay? In the beginning, or ghain, which is the same, except for the dot, okay? Now, ayin or ghain, this is ayin in the middle of a word, okay? Or ayin in the middle of a word, okay? Now, this is ayin at the end of a word when it is connected, okay? It is the upside triangle with the tail. Now, this is the ayin at the end of a word when it is not connected, okay? Okay. Now, let's go back to the, I want to show you. Okay, let's just erase this. Now, this is the way you write ayin in the beginning of a word, okay? Excuse my bad writing, okay, ayin. Now, in the middle, it doesn't show very much. By the way, they look quite similar, the way it is printed or written, okay? Now, let's say this is, we go like a triangle and go back. Okay, this is in the middle. I made it too, the corners are too angly, but it isn't exactly like that. I just wanted to make sure, like, okay, this is in the middle. At the end, when it is free, it's like that, okay? When it is connected, it's like that, okay? So in the beginning and at the end, when the beginning, when it is connected, at the end, when it is not connected, they look like an open mouth, okay? In the middle and in connected end, it looks like a triangle with it, okay? Now, what I was telling you about the ha at the end of a word, all the three of the family, ha, ja, and ha, it looks like that when it is connected. And you see, it looks a little bit like that. So you should be careful not to make a mistake, okay? This is the way ha, it is connected at the end of a word. And this is the ayin at the end of a word when it is not connected. So they look a little bit the same, okay? All right, now let's go back. Let's go back and try to read these words that I prepared. Yossi, can you please read this word?
Sure. Abat. Abata.
Again?
Abata.
They're the same way. There is no double vowel here, so we read them with the same.
Abata.
Abatha,
Abata.
okay?
Abata.
It has a meaning. You like he played around with something. Okay, abatha. Okay. You see how the ayin it looks like here. All right. Try to read this one.
Arab. Arab.
Arab.
Arab.
Arabs. Okay. Try to read this one.
Asir. Asir. Asir.
Try to read the ayin as ayin and the sad as sad, not as sin. Okay. Aside. No, there's a kasra here on the side. So
Asir.
Asir. Listen to me.
Asir.
Asir. Asir.
Athir.
Asir.
Athir.
Asir, that's when you make, you know, squeeze a lemon or like a drink that's made of squeezed lemon. How do you say?
Yeah, Jude.
Juice, exactly. Now try to read this word.
This is Adib. Adib.
No. The first letter here is what?
This is Ga.
Not ga, but
Ga.
ra.
Ra.
Yes.
It's Ra, Loga.
Yes. That we talked about. Instead of ra, it's a ra. Ra. Now the second word is the second
Da.
letter.
Da.
Not da, but
Da.
va. Va. Now try to read the whole word.
Radab. Radab.
غضب.
Radab.
غضب.
Radab.
Okay, you cannot pronounce the dha as da. You pronounce it. You are pronouncing it as da. Okay,
Yeah.
try to work on it.
Radab.
غضب. غضب.
Radab.
Okay,
غضب.
غضب is anger, by the way.
Radab.
غضب. Okay. Nadine, please, can you read this word?
Bayalva?
No, just a minute. The first letter is ba, right?
Yeah,
And it got a fatha, so it's ba.
ba,
Okay.
right.
Now the second letter is this inverted triangle, but it doesn't look very convincing in this font, but it is, okay? It looks like an inverted triangle, and this is the letter we're dealing with today.
Right.
So what is it?
Ein.
Ain, very good.
Right.
So it also has a fatha. Now try to read the first and the second letter.
Baya.
Again.
Baya.
Why is it bayan? Why not ba'a?
Ba'a. Okay.
Ba'a. Okay,
Ba.
now the third letter here is
The.
no. These are one of the first letters that we.
The. Not the. The.
Why are you saying tha? It's tha.
The.
Like you say think, okay?
Yeah.
So
Tha.
it's a simple tha, okay?
Tha.
Now try to read the whole letter, the whole word.
Ba'atha.
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 Ba'atha, which means
soul?
to send. Ba'atha. Okay, now try to read this word.
Sa'ab.
I'll take
More
Sa'ab. Yeah. Well, there is a shtikun on the ayn. It should be Sa'ab, but it's difficult to pronounce two letters in a row when both of them have sukun. You have things like that in Arabic language, but let's say Sa'ab would. I'll take that.
Okay,
Sa'ab
but say it again the right way.
Sa'ab.
Sa'ab. Sa'ab.
Sa'ab. You say ahl. You say mas. Okay. It's difficult. Most people would not say it like Sa'ab. You say Sa'ab. Okay.
Sa'ab.
I'll take this for an answer, but you know what Sa'ab is, by the way?
No.
Difficult.
Difficult. Well, that's appropriate.
Okay. Sa'ab. Okay. Now this word means more difficult. Let me see if you can read this.
As'ab.
Very
As'ab.
good. As'ab. Very good.
As'ab.
Okay. Remember the way we had this like let's say kabir, which means big. Want to say bigger is akbar.
Right.
Okay. Tawil is long. You say longer is atwal. Okay. Qasir is short, and you say, how do you say shorter?
Well, what's short again?
قصير, قصير,
I'm sorry, say it again.
قصير.
قصير. أقصر.
Very good. Yes, very good. Once you get to the mold of, then you can do it with everything. Okay. All right. Now try to read this one, this letter, this word.
شرب. شغب.
شغب.
شغب. Drank.
شغب.
Is that drink? Drink?
Shagab, yeah, you read it right. Shagab means, I think you all heard about this episodes of Fawda. You heard about Fawda? This is
The
a
show.
series on it. I think it's also on
Netflix.
Netflix. And it
Yeah.
is an Israeli series that's based on you know what the Israeli military has to, the way they have to deal with the with the terrorist organization. So it's called Shagab. Shagab is in Arabic. Veronica, would you rather sing opera or read? What would you rather?
I don't want to do either. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. We are doing this. Okay. Yabiu. I don't know how to do the ayin with the usa. Yabiu. Yabiu.
What do you don't know?
The pronunciation of the ayin with the
No,
I forget.
it's a dhamma. Okay, ayn. Can you say ayn?
no ayin.
Yeah, you're close.
Ayin.
Call my name.
Oded.
Yeah, you're very good.
So is yabiu.
Very good. Now say it, Turbo.
Yabiu?
Yabi'u.
Yabiu.
Yabi'u. Very good. Which means anybody knows how to say what the meaning of this word? He sells.
Selling.
Sells. To
Selling.
sell. Yeah, selling. Yabi'u, like it's the third pronoun. Third. Okay.
Here we go.
You're
You-
getting the difficult ones.
I know all the ones I can't
Oh,
pronounce.
because you are mute in the beginning, so now you have to work twice as hard.
Work hard. Oh, you thou. Oh, you thou.
Yes, go on. Say it. Don't worry. You're doing very well.
I don't know. That's the best I can produce. You
Very
thou.
good. No, يوضع.
You
Okay?
thou. Okay.
يوضع, because the wow here makes it a double vowel
Double.
of the ya. So يوضع means placed, to be put in place. يوضع. Okay.
Put in place. Okay.
Try
here
to
we
read this one.
go. غذي. غذية.
Start with a ra, okay?
غ. غ.
No,
They-
not ra, ra.
Oh, I can't do that one. I can only do the Ra'in one.
Really? Wow, how
Yeah.
come? How come?
Well, I'm in Montreal, so we speak the French,
Oh, I see.
but I can't do the other R. Yeah.
You can do the ra naturally, but the ra is difficult. Okay.
Yes, very difficult.
Now, try to imitate me, and like say
Oh, I can't. Is your tongue moving?
Yes, it's like it's
And it's not at the back.
it is rotating.
Ra.
Ra. Okay.
That.
Ra.
Yeah, we're gonna skip that one, but I can't do it. I can't do that R.
I'll have to give you a private lesson for that. Okay. Okay.
For the
All right, I'll take Ra for you. How would you read this word?
غذي.
رضيع. رضيع.
غذية.
رضيع. Okay, the ayn I
رضيع.
cannot excuse you for not reading the ayn. رضيع, by the way, is a baby who feeds, you know, who gets milk. رضيع is a small baby that you know, when the baby is very small, they call him رضيع because he's still having milk from his mother. Okay.
Oded, even though there's no vowel on the ayn at the end, it's still a, radia,
No, I said رضيع.
radia.
Yeah, as a rule, the last letter in a word, if there is no vowel on it, it is always sukun. It is always shvana. Okay.
Mhm. Okay.
So رضيع is a baby that's still milking. Okay. Now
So,
this try
I have
to
a
read-
question. Like, how would you pronounce that word if the ayin wasn't there?
رضيع.
Oh, and then this word is pronounced.
رضيع.
Okay, yeah.
There is a very, you know, very heavy
Like-
ayn.
Right.
Yeah, you know, in Israel, most Israelis wouldn't be able to read. They will call me Oded. They wouldn't say Oded. Okay. Although there is a ayn in the Hebrew language, they don't use it. They don't
Yeah.
use it that much. Okay. The
Yeah,
ayn,
we
just like
established that we don't have the ayn.
that's
When we
why I
learn in
told,
school,
Yossi, only people who came from the Arab countries usually
Right.
are able and will not hide the ayn and the qaf
Right.
and so on. Okay, now try to read this word, please.
Ra. Rabba. Rabia.
I didn't put the ra here on purpose, believe me.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, I thought I was on mute.
Yeah.
Rabi.
No.
Rab. Yeah. Rabi.
No. Look, the ra has got a double vowel
Ra.
and the
Okay.
da has got a single vowel. Now try to read this again.
Rabia.
Yeah. Rabi.
Rabi'.
Rabi.
Exactly. Rabi'. Okay, which means
Rabbi? No, I don't know.
fourth. Fourth.
Fourth. Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
You know how to say four in Arabic?
Arba'a.
Arba'a. Very good. Okay.
Oh,
When you say three is thalatha, and you want to
Mhm.
say third is thalith. When you say the fourth is rabi', and fifth is khamis, and sixth is sadis, and so on. We'll get to it once we know the rest of the letters. And okay, so rabi' is the fourth.
One
Coming
quarter.
back to you, Yossi. This is easy.
You don't want to give Anna an opportunity to read today? Anna
I
is
don't
on.
know. She's hiding somewhere. Anna, would you like to take part?
Sure, I'm here.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I thought you were just giving us the idea that maybe you're
No, I'm here.
Okay, good to see you. Go on.
Good to
Read this.
see you. Ba'a.
Ba'a. Very good. You know what does that mean?
Sold?
Very good. Very good. Ba'a, he sold, like third.
Sold.
Okay.
Mm.
Now, now try to read this word. Now on the alif here, it doesn't show, but there is a hum. Okay.
As.
No, there is dhamma on the alif. Okay.
Oh. Asbu. Asbu.
No, there is
Asbu.
start with an
Asbu.
u. Okay.
Oh,
Start
yes,
with
yes.
u. Okay.
Oh, it's a
Okay,
dam.
sweet.
Asbu.
Usbu'. Usbu'. Usbu', which means, of course, you know,
1 week.
a week.
Shavua.
Okay.
A week.
Usbu' is week. Okay. And try to read this one as well. On the alif, there is a dhamma.
As.
U.
Asbu'.
Start with
Ain.
u. Okay.
Us.
Start with
Oh.
u.
Yeah,
Usbu.
the Dhamma is not showing. It looks like a.
Yeah, but
Okay.
take my word for it. There is a
Oh,
lot.
okay, got it. Usbu, Usbu'ain.
Very good. And I'm sure you know what does it mean.
Usbu'ain. 2 weeks, no?
Very good, very good. As I told
Why?
you, in Arabic, everything has got, there is a word for two, okay? Even say رضيع, like a baby, I can say رضيعين, okay? 2 babies, okay? أسبوع أسبوعين, شغب عرب عربيين, عصير عصيرين. Everything you can do twice.
Mhm.
Okay, now this last word for you, Anna.
Shar'a. Shar'a.
Sharia, which means
Streets?
street. Very good, very good. You have
Oh,
a
yeah.
very good vocabulary.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, now let us see what's happening here. Okay, I'll go back. The open mouth, we have it in the beginning of a word. Okay, an open mouth, and we have it at the end of a word with a tail. Okay,
Yes.
in the beginning it's an open mouth without a tail. At the end it's an open mouth with a tail. Okay, now in the middle we have, it's an upside triangle. Okay, with the head on the bottom. Okay, that's the way it looks. I'm sorry about this font, which is not very clear. Usually, as I showed you when I wrote it down, you can see a hole in the middle. You know, it doesn't have to be filled in. Okay, I wish there was a way I could, ask you to write it down, and maybe if you like, you can write it down and send it to me, and I'll give you my remarks if you like. I'll do that, no problem. We're not that many. Okay, so this is the way it looks like when it's in the middle. All right, now this is ayn in the middle. Now this is a ayn in the middle. Ra. The only difference is this dot. Okay, now this is the way it looks at the end. All right, we have this upside triangle, and then we have this tail. Okay, that's the way it looks like. All right, if it's a ghain, it's just a dot on the top, the same thing. Now this is the way it looks when it is not connected. Okay, the open mouth with the tail. All right, and I showed you when I wrote it down. When it is not connected, it looks a little bit like when the ha is connected. Okay,
Mhm.
so you should be very careful to see whether the last letter in the word is connected or not connected. If it's not connected and it's an open mouth, it's a ayn or ghain. If it's an open mouth but it is connected, so it must be ha, ja, and fa. I know it's tricky, but there's no way we can go around it. Maybe I'll write them a letter and then do something about it. But for the time being, this is the way we have to deal with it. Now, I'd like to, okay, now I try to write and see what happens when you are typing something. Okay, I'll show you. Okay, let me start with the ayn. Okay, let me write my name. Now you see the way it's written, like the open mouth with a tail. But if I put another letter to it, suddenly you see it changes. It changes the keyboard itself has enough knowledge to know how to write the letters and how they change respect to the position of the letter in the word. So we started like as if I'm just writing the letter ayn, but once it found out that there's a letter behind it, and it changed the way it's written. Now this is
Mhm.
like, this is my name, okay? Now let me see, let me show you what happens in the middle, okay? For instance, we have ba'atha. Okay, now what happened here is the keyboard thought that maybe the ayn is the last letter. Okay, so it wrote it as the last letter with the upside triangle. Okay, with the tail. But once I write another letter, you see,
Mhm.
all of a sudden it understands this is like a middle letter, and it acts accordingly. It changes, which is really wonderful. You know, you don't have, once you get used to the letters and you start, I don't think you'll have a lot of instances where you need really to handwrite. But when you are typing, you don't have to remember how the letter looks like at the beginning, in the middle, the end. You just go ahead, right? Choose the letter from, you know, from the keyboard, and it will do it by itself. Okay, so that's the way ba'atha. You see how it's written. Now let's write another word where we can see the letter at the end when it is not connected, and you see it's like the same thing, like it's an open mouth with the with the tail. Now let's get another example of when it's connected. Let's see for a minute. All right, let's say I'm writing yabi'u. Yeah. You see, even when I write the ya, it is written as if it is like at the end, but the
Mhm.
minute I add another letter, so it understands like it's the beginning of a word. Now yabi, okay, it writes the ya as if it's at the end, but once I add another letter, then it understands that it's in the beginning. Now this is yabi'u, okay, this is what,
You.
okay, and you see the ayn at the end of the word. Okay, this is the end of the word. Not connected. This is connected, and you see the same style of the upside triangle with the tail, or the open mouth in the beginning, and at the end when it is not connected. All right, with the tail. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Just
Now I think it's clear, but
you need to practice.
yeah,
Practice,
you need to
practice.
practice. You need to practice. Do you have any questions? Because actually, more or less, this is what I wanted to bring to you. Maybe you know, I'd like to give you some. Don't worry too much, but some kind of dictation. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Now I'd like you to write it down. Try to write it down, and then I'll write the answer, and you can rate yourself, you know, something like that.
Okay.
Okay. Now let me think about a word that's not too difficult. Okay. شارع. شارع. Now please notice when there's a double vowel, شارع, and when there's a single vowel. Okay, another word. أصعب. أصعب. Another word. عصير. عصير. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready to see the answers?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this is عصير. Okay. With the open mouth, the ayn and the sad. I think I pronounced it well. عصير, not asir, عصير. Okay. Now this is the word as'ab with the ayn in the middle. And this is shari'. Veronica, did you have any mistakes? You don't have to tell me.
I only got one right completely. The other ones there, it's the S, it's the sad, it's the sin, the ayin or the alif, that like
Listen,
they're all the same.
No, I can understand. Like if you're pronouncing the word, maybe it wouldn't be clear to the others because you're not used to these letters. But I try to be as as close to the word, to the pronunciation as possible. So with the ra and the sa and the ayn and the ghain, I think if you try to listen to the way I'm pronouncing it, I think you can tell. You can tell, like if it's a sa or a sa or sa, ra or ga, ra or ga. I think you should tell. What about you, Yossi? How was it?
Only one of the three was correct. So
Only 1 out of 3. Okay, that's.
yeah. Well,
What about you, Nadine?
Yeah, same, one. One out of
1.
completely
Okay.
correct. Yeah.
Well, that's a good start. I think that writing, although like writing is not that important, as I told you, you will seldomly write or have to read written things, handwritten things, because today mostly you use the typing. But I think once you write, then you will, you'll understand better. You hear better, what with the double vowel or single vowel, you will be able more to recognize the letters, and it's a good exercise.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's more or less for today. If you don't have any questions, we'll finish for now, and
Okay.
I'll send you all the recording. And I'm happy to see you after such a long time.
Yeah.
maybe eventually, I don't know. Maybe we can have. We have 5 lessons left, so we'll see. We'll have Pesach in the middle, Passover. So
Right.
I'm thinking maybe we can have double lessons, but I'll have to discuss it with you later on. Okay. So thank you
Okay.
for now, and goodbye.
תודה רבה, שבוע טוב.
Shabbat.
Bye.